Afternoon everyone, how you going? Got the doggos out in the grass. I wouldn't say they're warming up because it is pretty warm today. We've got, it's only 23, not too bad. It's a bit humid, a bit cloudy, nothing special. I thought I'd do a bit of a project update before we get into what I'm going to give a shot. I don't even know if it's going to work, don't know if it's going to make it better, but we'll see. It gets dangerous when the multimeter's out. So next week it's going to be some nice cool weather. I've bought all the wood to make a wall mounted shoe rack for the garage because I'm sick of these little plastic things that we got on the ground. You just knock them, the shoes fall off and everything. So I want to make one that's I'm pretty much going to lay these two. It's going to be as big as two of these boards. That's what I've got there, 2 bits of chipboard. Then I'll put a picture. So this is a piece of wood that we had cut from the table that we have near our front door that I just finished oiling up. It looks pretty nice. So he said, like, either take it or not take it, whatever, but you paid for it. So I said, oh, I'll take it. I'll find something I'll make out of it. I was just looking at Facebook just then, and a picture came up of a nice bit of wood. It wasn't even as nice as this, actually. It was just all plain. What they'd done, they'd routed a thing in the middle, put an LED strip light in. I'll put a picture up so you know what I'm talking about. Some brackets, some black chain, and made a light fixture out of it. Looked really good. So I think that's what I'll do with that, because all I need to do is sand it, clean it up, sand it, route. I've got a router. Get some channel and some diffuser, LED strip light, chain from Bunnings, brackets from Bunnings. All fixings will be black, and the chain will be black. And then I'm going to put it in the garage over that little pop-up table, swing-up table thing that I've got. So yeah, that'll look quite nice, I think. So yeah, we'll do that. Another project that it's been on the back burner for a long time, but we actually went past a Red Dot shop yesterday, and I thought I'll jump in there because they might have some cheap tubs to do what I want to do. So it had to be a specific size, not too big, not too shallow. So I finally found one for not stupid money, because you can find them, but they're like $40, $50. This was only $10. So what I want to do sounds pretty funny, but I got some gloves, long rubber gloves, a chopping board, and a bucket. So if you can guess what that is, what I want to make out of it, you can have it. But anyway, so what I want to do, because we got fans, we got not ceiling fans, we got ceiling mounted extraction fans in our bathroom. We got one above our shower, one above the toilet, so we got 4 of them, and they get dusty. The blades and the grill gets dusty. I don't even like popping the grill off, because you pop the grill off and the dust just goes everywhere. So what I want to do, I know it sounds stupid, but I just want to try it. So what I want to do is drill a hole, in a big hole, enough to get my hand and my wrist through. Glove gets mounted, kind of like a sandblaster thing, kind of like this kind of setup. So you put your hand in, you got a glove in there. And then this chopping board, I'll cut the same hole, and then fold the glove over and mount it from the outside. So so you got the plastic with the hole, the glove goes in, and this sandwiches the glove sleeve or cuff, whatever you want to call it, just so there's no leakage. So elastic it all up. Get some stripping from Bunnings, some weather stripping, probably some really thick white stuff would be good. That way you don't scratch the ceiling, because this is going to get pushed up to the ceiling with my hand in a glove. And then this encapsulates the fan and the grill. And then I have a little blower, little battery operated blower, or you could use a vacuum cleaner, but it'd probably be easier with the blower. It'd be quicker anyway, because I do vacuum them, so I have done it before and it takes a long time. The blower would work better. Yeah, so you put that in there, put your hand through, pick up the blower with your hand in the glove, push this up to the ceiling and just go nuts. You can make as much dust as you want. It's all going to get contained in the box here. That's my thinking. I don't know if it works. I've never seen anyone do it, but anyway, give it a shot. So yeah, that'll be on the cards maybe next week. We'll see how we go, depending how much time we got, spare time after work and all that. But yeah, the fans need doing, so yeah, definitely. That's that'll definitely get a run. Ended up getting this off Amazon, so we did the brakes on the 2 cars the other day. Sorry, no, just on my wagon. And we had to like jerry rig some G clamps and stuff to push the brake pads back out into the calipers so that you can get the new brake pads. So I've seen these before, so I thought I'd splash out and buy the right tool, but it's pretty much just put that in take your old brake pads out, put this inside the caliper and just rinse them. And you can see there's a gap there now. And then if you, obviously you wouldn't use it going this way, you'd only ever use it to expand it, and then you can take it out and you're done. And it comes with a adapter plate, magnetic adapter plate, to do 2 piston or single piston. So yeah, all good. So that was a cool little thing. I think that'll work out quite well. Yeah, we had a bit of a shopping spree the other day, just to Bunnings, just stuff. We just needed heap of stuff. So yeah, stocked up on a few things. I actually went to Jaycar as well. Oh, so that was another thing. This thing is just underperforming massively. You can see there it's only at 12.3 volts, and it was at 12 volts this morning. It's currently, there you go, 247. So yeah, it's been all day. Granted, it has been a little bit cloudy, but it should be more than that. 12.2, so it's literally put in 0.2, 0.3 of a volt all day. Yeah, so not good. They reckon it's a 30 watt solar panel. I guarantee it's not a 30 watt solar panel unless it's faulty. But I was just been checking all this, so I've got like a clamp meter here. So this wire is going from, so what I did is I got rid of that old charge controller that was here, because I thought that might have been holding things up. Went to Jaycar and splashed out and got a bit better one for about 40 bucks, I think that one is. In the end, this is going to be better than the other one anyway, because what I'm going to do is change a panel that's on the roof, because this panel is just not up to scratch. So if you go there, you can see there it's only pumping 0.3. See, it's quite sunny at the moment. You can see the sun out there. So yeah, 0.4 of a volt, which is not good enough. It's not going to do anything. Sorry, that's an amp. Sorry, 0.4 of an amp. That is, yeah, not even 0.37, 0.38 of an amp. So there is a way of working it out, because I know if you've got 12 volts at 10 amps is 120 watts. Hang on, let me work it out. Yeah, so I think, so yeah, if you're 12 volts, like in a car, it's 12 volts times 10 amps, that's 120 watts is what you're pulling. So I've just checked, and that is 12. It's 12 point. It is battery voltage, so that's what it is. Let's say 12.4. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt, and it's only doing 0.4 of an amp, which is, it's like 0.3 something. So let's say 0.4. So times 0.4, it's 4.96 watts. So yeah, the listing said 30 watts. It's definitely not 30 watts. It's closer to 5. So yeah. So I probably don't need 100 watt, like a true 100 watt panel, because that's the maximum that this thing can take is 100 watts. 10 amps, 100 watts, 10 amps. So that's the most it can take. So I'll probably keep an eye out for like a 50 watt or 30 watt 30 watt solar panel. Probably 50 watt would be better, and then that will do it, no dramas. The old man just come around yesterday and he gave me another battery. He come across another battery, so what I'm going to do is link these two together, just so that battery is just not sitting around doing nothing. It's actually getting topped up, charged, used overnight and all that. And then what I'll do, these lights are currently, so it was at 12.3 volts yesterday afternoon. This morning it was down to 12 volts, and now it's only back to 12.2. It may get to 12.3 by the time the lights come back on tonight. So it's using about 0.3 of a volt, but it's barely getting back to, it should be higher than that. Like after a whole day in the sun on the charger, it should be up 13.5 volts or something like that. So yeah, having two batteries is not really going to be benefit. It's just to maintain that battery at the back there, just so it is going to get used. And these lights are only currently on for 2 hours a night. I want them on for longer than that. They come on at 7, turn off at 9 at the moment. So I want to make them come on at 7 and turn off at 10, and then maybe come back on in the morning for a couple of hours. That was the original plan anyway. But yeah, that's not currently happening because it goes flat. So yeah, just due to the fact that what's the name? The panel is not big enough. So all good there. While I was at Jaycar, so we got that from Jaycar. I got some new. If you use, I don't use, like, I'm no electronic whiz or anything like that, but I use a multimeter a fair bit, and I can't even show the old ones because they went into the bin straight away. I had enough of them. They were probably 1/2 meter long, if that, and they were really stiff wire. So you probably seen me using them in previous videos, and you just move this, and this thing would move around, and it was a pain. So anyway, these ones are 1.2 volts, so 1.2 meters. And they are really flexible silicon wire, so much better to use. So yeah, all good there. I finished off that corner shelf for my bathroom. That's all finished. That's in use, working really well. Then we've got this table I finished off yesterday. So all sanded, 3 coats of oil. I patched up the holes in it. I don't know why. I used the same sawdust, but I think I used a different glue and it's gone black, but I mean, it just looks like part of the grain. At least there's not a hole there anymore. Cleaned up the edge, oiled top, sides, bottom, everything, so it's all protected. And yeah, all good. So she'll live another, I don't know, we've probably had that 5 years, I'm not sure. And there was nothing wrong with it. I just didn't like the colour and the oil on it, so that's got a hard, it's still an oil, but it's a hard wax oil from what I was reading. I don't know. It's in here. That's what I've been using. Timber floor wax, Feast Watson hard wax oil, hard wearing finished low film build, which is what you want, so you can actually still touch the wood. It actually soaks into the wood. Mineral terps cleanup and natural clear. So that was yeah, that was the finish I was after, so it worked out quite well. While we're walking down there, Jocko asked if that's working. Yes, it is working. We've had some pretty hot days, like 40-degree days, and yeah, you whack your hand here and you just feel a cool vacuum getting sucked in. You can feel air, just cool air, or ambient air at least, getting sucked in, not cool air, but yeah, that's working perfect. The only way I could make it a little bit better, but it really doesn't need it, is to enclose these sides up to about here, like that. But it doesn't need it. I've checked and working very well. I don't know if it's a placebo thing, but both me and the missus have both noticed that we've been running, even on those hot days. We used to run it at 23. It's where we had to put it up to 25. We were getting really cold. And then when the sun, especially when the sun starts going down around dinner time, yeah, we're running it at probably 2 degrees hotter. There it is. Yeah, whereas we used to run it at 22, 23, now we're running it at 24, 25. So that can only be a good thing. So it may have made a difference. The aircon guy said we probably wouldn't notice a difference in temperature in the house, but because the aircon would have just compensated anyway. But he said you will notice a difference in your power bill because obviously it's running more efficient, because it's cooling the condenser off more efficiently. I better close this because otherwise the dogs are going to come out. Alright, morning everyone, how's it going? Boys have got their treats because I just got back from the shops and they were very good. Gentle, good boy. So this video is going to be on the solar panel charging conversion for the solar lights. It's really excessive for what it is, but bear with me. So if you haven't caught up on the saga, so the 8 lights that I have here run at 4.2 volts. They normally have a 18650 battery in the top, charge off individual solar panels on each one. They're just your standard run-of-the-mill solar lights. They lasted all of about 8 months, 6 months, and then the battery starts to cook because they get too hot in the sun, especially in summer. Fix that, put new batteries in. after about a year, they only stay on for about an hour because the glass, or the plastic, sorry, that covers the solar panel fogs over. No sun goes to it. It gets minimal sunlight. And yeah, so that was. Then I spent probably another $30 sanding it back and getting a automotive clear coat to protect the plastic, and it seems to have worked. They've probably been about an hour. They have fogged up a bit, but they'd be getting enough sun if they were what they were. But anyway, so what I did is I ripped them all open, took the batteries out, disabled the solar panel, hooked into the batteries, and I've now wired them, so they're all wired up individually. Well, no, not individually, so they all link together. They all run a wire. There's a wire connection around here. 1, 2, 3, go here. Right, wire runs up. You can kind of see it up there. In there, I'll whack this up on the roof. I have to get the ladder out, but there is a solar panel just here, tiny one. It's actually just started raining. I don't know. It was 40 degrees like 4 days ago. Now it's raining. Tomorrow's like 36 and today's 23 and rain. So I don't know what's going on there, but anyway. So what I did, so I bought a caravan controller thing and a solar panel. They said it was 30 watts. It is definitely not 30 watts. From some of the crude kind of measurements and calculations that I've done using an amp, figure out how many amps it's charging at to the volts, it works out to just under 5 watts. And when we take it down, we'll see what it says on the panel, but you can go by the size of the panel. So it's definitely not so what I've done, where's the battery going? Oh, over here. So I've got the original battery I started with on charge at the moment, just to get it back up to speed. It was losing about so those lights are only on for 2 hours every night, and it's going from morning voltage to morning voltage. It's losing about 0.2 of a volt. So it's only it's only dropping 0.3 of a volt overnight, and they're only on for 2 hours. And then how do I explain it? So yeah, the first morning I got up, it was 12 volts. The second morning was 11.8. The third morning's 11.6. So it's only putting in 0.1 of a volt of charge. The solar panel's too small. So anyway, my dad come around on the weekend. He got us another battery. He works for the RAC, so that battery's probably 2 years old or 3 years old. Not good enough for a car, but it should be good enough for what we're doing here. If you charge that battery, it's a 60 or 80 amp hour battery. I don't know what it is, but let's say it's an 80 amp hour battery, and all these lights put together use less than 3 amps an hour. So let's say they use 4 amps. They're only on 2 hours a night. That battery should power them for a good week. And I mean, the lights still come on, but the charger is not putting enough power back in. So today's not a very good day because it's like zero sun at the moment. But there should be something going through. There you go, 0.2. And honestly, when it's really sunny, it's like 0.3, 0.4. So yeah, unless cloud doesn't... No, that's not right. Well, that is right. That measurement there is right. But yeah, it's just not any better in the sun. And I'm pretty sure it's the solar panel. I've changed this. So this is the second one. The one I got from Amazon, I kept it, but I'm not using that anymore. This is a much better one. So yeah, we've got that. So now what I've done is changed it to this battery, because Dad said change it just in case that battery, because that was a second handy as well, just in case that one is not accepting a charge. Put this one on and we'll see how we go. This started off at 12.9 and it's still 12.9, so it hasn't raised the voltage up. I know this thing's working because if you plug this to this, that's a 1.6 amp hour 1.6 amp charger, and we're getting 1.47 there. So yeah, I know it's kind of working, or more to a point I know how to use it kind of thing. So, but anyway, it's a solar panel. So looking around, I was looking on Marketplace for a second handy because you could probably get a decent second hand one. But then I found, if anyone's in Australia, they know this King's brand. It's Chinese stuff. It literally says down there, made in China. yeah, if I was hardcore camper, I probably wouldn't choose this kind of stuff. Weekend warrior, go out with a family, whatever. It, you know, like every now and again, all good. It's very good value for money. So they had it on special, so you could either buy just the solar panel for $99, and that's a 100-watt solar panel. So I'm literally going from a 5-watt. Well, they said it's 30, but I've worked it out to be about 5 watts to 100 watts. So that's going to be a massive upgrade. Yeah, so you can buy just the panel for $99, or you get the panel and fixing screws for $98. So $1 cheaper, and you get them for free. So yeah, I got that. I'm really, what I'm going to do is just mount it on this roof here. I don't want to go drilling holes in my shed to mount it. I don't think glue is gonna cut it. I really think it needs to be hard mounted with screws, which I don't mind doing in this roof here, but I don't want to do it in my shed. I don't want water in there. If this kind of leaks a little bit, then doesn't matter. But what I'll do is I'll use hopefully I've got some riv nuts, these ones. I'll have some. I'll make it work anyway. So I'll use some riv nuts into the hopefully we can jag it so that it's on the high bit, on the high ridge here, because then you don't want to do it in the bottom because it's going to be too far away, plus that's where the water goes. So yeah, somewhere on the top bit hopefully will work. Yeah, and I'm going to do it right near that corner. I'll have to extend the wire. Well, that's what we'll do today anyway. I'm going to have to make up a Anderson plug, I think, because that's what's on there is an Anderson plug. So I don't want to cut. This comes with a 2-year warranty, this solar panel. Pretty sure I read that somewhere. It's got a 2-year warranty. It doesn't say on there, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it comes with a 2-year warranty. So I don't want to go cutting the wires, because then guarantee you, if something goes wrong, you'll bring it back and they go, well, you've cut the wires, so you've shorted it out or done something stupid. So yeah, I don't want that to be the thing that stops me from getting a warranty claim. So I'm pretty sure I've got Anderson plugs. I've got to find them. I think they're up here in the electrical box. I'm pretty sure they're up there. So I'll gather a few things. We'll disconnect the old solar panel, rip that down. And if they reckon that's 30 watts, it should be 1/3 the size of that one. So we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm no Anderson plug expert, that's for sure. So I've got my bit of wire. It's just over 1 meter long. Yeah, about 1.4 long. So that's going to be enough to get it down to the wire that I have there to splice into. Solder. So you don't need any heat shrink because everything's hidden. So tin up your wire. I pretty much have to look at a completed Anderson plug every time I do this to remind me what to do, and it's a bit of a mystery for the first 15 seconds. I don't do it. Obviously this is for much thicker. I'm not going to go filling that up with solder, that's for sure. So there is a specific way these go, but that's if you're doing it with thicker wire. I think I can get away with what I need here by doing that. And then if we just heat up, this is probably going to be where this comes into handy. That's perfect, yeah. So 90 degrees soldering on. Dexter! I think there's some plumbers or something next door doing something to that house. So we just want to heat. It's going to take a while because that's a fair chunk of metal there for it to heat up. Okay, so that's enough. Again, it doesn't matter which one you do. You just want to keep the heat on it and not be too quick about it. You got to let the wire you got to let the solder on the wire melt as well. So same deal. I'll fast forward. That was a lot quicker for some reason. That's enough. And then just let it chill for a bit with some heat on there. You can see when the solder on the wire melts. It changes colour. See, so that's an easy thing to stuff up, like I just did. Taking it off too early. Normally, if you do half a blow on a little wire, that's enough to cool it off to go solid. But because this thing, the longer it takes to heat up, the longer it takes to cool off, pretty much. So, yeah, did that? Oh, I didn't realise it's got a light on it. That's pretty cool. Didn't know that. So yeah, it's going to take longer to cool off, which means it takes longer for the solder to go solid. So we'll leave that cool. That's okay. And then, so yeah, these are both the same. So positive and negative, both exactly the same. I'm not going to click it in here yet because these are super hot and they might melt. I know it's nylon, but it might melt. I'm not sure. But we'll leave that cool off and no rush for that. So now this other end is going to hook up to, I'm going to have to do a bit of soldering up there. I probably won't film that because there's just nowhere to put the camera. It's kind of mid-air kind of soldering. So I'll just quickly do that and then we'll do some testing on the panel. And it's like the worst day in the history of Perth to be doing testing solar panels because there is like absolutely zero blue sky. It's just cloud everywhere. So, but anyway, we'll get an idea. They're both in the same condition, so we'll get to see the difference. So I'll get back to you once I've kind of hooked it all up, and then we'll do the final connections off camera. All right, I think we're at the halftime mark. So I actually pulled out some of the. So this is the old wire that went from the old solar panel to the board there. Already had a couple connections on it, so I decided to upgrade the wire because that is probably not suited to 7 amps, which is about what it says it here. For voltage, yeah, 5 amps, open circuit voltage. 24 amps, so the max amps it would go. Series fuse rating is 10 amps, so I may have to put a 10 amp fuse in line. Probably not necessary. Wouldn't hurt to save this, but then I do have one going to the battery anyway, so I think we'll be right there. In my travels I will get an inline fuse holder and we'll splice it in later. Probably not, but that sounds good. Anyway, so yeah, we're looking for like 5 amps. I don't think that wire is suited to 5 amps, so this wire here is 11 amps. I had some wire hanging around there, so that's 11 amps. So, and what I've done, so that's the Anderson connection, so I've done that. Positive here is positive there, so all good, in line. And then I've redone these as well. So I've put connectors here, just so if you ever want to swap anything out, it's easy to do. You don't have to go cutting and losing wire every time you resolder. So yeah, so what I'll do is then I'll put another XT60 connector. So these connectors are rated to 60 amps, way overkill, not necessary, but it's all I had. So yeah, we'll do that. I'll fix that up. Then I'll probably actually upgrade all this, probably not this wire. This wire is quite chunky, that's what I use for the lights, but this little wire here, I'll make up a new thing for that, so we'll just use that black wire again. So yeah, all good there. I haven't connected it. I want to try the voltage first, so if you guys keep an eye on here, what we're looking for is around 20 odd volts. Probably might be less because I'm in the shade here, so you can't expect it to be producing that. But what I want to make sure is I don't see a negative, because that means I've got something crossed up. So I'm connecting it to something that's not connected to anything. There we go. So 21 volts, 21, that's pretty good actually. And there's no negative, so I've got it all connected correctly. So the connections, there's a male and a female for these type of connections. So that's a female. So you can see there it's protected, and like even if you were, because that has voltage at the moment, that's got live voltage from the solar panel. So even if you touch it on metal, it can't touch anything. Whereas its opposite end is protected to a certain extent, but you could still put a screwdriver in there and short it, but that wouldn't matter because there's no power here anyway. then this side will be live. So you've got that side there, because that's the live side now, that's a dead side. So as long as power's here, then this will have power, so that's protected. So then I'll have to use one of these, because that's its mate for that side for the battery, but then that is live. So you could use either, it wouldn't matter, because you got live power there, and then its opposite has live power as well. The only reason I chose to do that is so that you can't connect the solar panel to this side. Even though it says solar panel, that one, you can't by mistake do it, because it's the same connector and it won't join together. So that's the only reason I mixed them up, but you could put two the same there, no dramas. Alright, well I'm going to make up a new wire for that bit now, because like I said, this wire is not the greatest. And then I'll have to get 2 inline fuse holders. That's just jerry rigged with some spay terminals and a 15 amp fuse, I think, yeah. So that's fine, that'll do for now. But I'll get some proper inline fuse holders later. And then we'll mount the panel. So I'll start mounting the panel, and then I'll get back here with the video. Okay, all done. So I've managed to get 2 rib nuts on that side, so that's all good. And then we just screwed it directly into this beam on this side. I didn't bother peeling that, that's okay. So we're all good there. I'm going to come back up quickly, tidy up that wiring, just so it's not in the weather. I'll just zip tight to that bracket, and that way it's way under. That's the unfortunate thing, is you end up with those couple of things sticking through, but all good. So now it's pretty much check everything again. So that's your main feed. I'll check that I have positive 20 volts, then that can get plugged into there. Check that I have positive 14 or so. I think that's what it charges at, 14 volts coming out of it. Make sure everything's positive and negative on the battery side. I made up the new line here, so that's ready to go with the XT connector on it. And I haven't connected positive yet, so we'll do that when we check everything. And then I was just looking, I don't have any more battery terminals, so I'll have to, when I get the yeah, no, I don't have any. When I get the inline fuse connector thing for this, I'll get an inline fuse connector and 2 more battery terminals. That way I can connect that other battery over there with put battery terminals on it, and then just make some leads up, and that way have both batteries connected in parallel connection, so you have the same voltage. So it's just positive to positive, negative to negative, and that way you have the same voltage, double the capacity. I'm not doing it to have double the capacity. I'm just doing it so that I don't have one battery hanging around doing nothing. That will kill it. So you might as well put it up there, connect it together, and then it'll be connected to the charger that way and being used and all that. So that'll last for years, absolute years, with the amount of draw that these things have got. So yeah, all good. Anyway, yeah, test time, and then I'll get back to you when it's all up and running. Alright, let's wrap this up. So that's the old panel that I had up there, and they reckon that's 30 watts. So if it's 30 watts, it's 1/3 pretty much of 100. And I don't know, how can it be when it's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's a 12th of the size of this thing. So yeah, it's definitely not 30 watts if this is 100. So this is glass, I don't even really show it, but yeah, that's it's a glass panel, so it shouldn't fade, hopefully. I might actually put some UV, some cast, wipe it down now with some UV stuff. I might actually do it at night time when it's cooled off. Actually, I'll do that, and we'll put some UV protectant. But will that cut the power? Because it's it's you like putting a sun cream on it. I don't know. But anyway, I've got a spot for that in the bin, so we'll put that down there for safekeeping. So yeah, this battery has been on a charger, so it's resting at 13 volts. I haven't connected it yet. I did connect it just before, and you watch what happens, and it never did it with the old one. So see if I can do this one-handed. So you got 13 volts. That's the blue LED there is battery voltage, because this just feeds back to here with some alligator clips up there. Terminals. So if I connect this now to the solar panel, it's not the world's best connection, but up she goes, 13.5, 13.3, there you go. I've kind of got it connected now. It's a bit hard to do one-handed, but she's on, yep. So you can see straight away the voltage is just up she goes. So yeah, it's definitely getting some amps now, whereas before it wasn't. And these lights here were almost off. You really had to, now you can see them. So pretty sure they're flashing. Yes, yep. So it's pretty much saying it's going between battery full and charging. So if the battery full light's on, the charging light isn't. I think that's what this is. It's not taking it any more than that. I'm pretty sure that's saying that the battery's full. So yeah, so it's just going to keep ticking over. It's only 10:50 now, 10 to 11. So so now what I'm going to go through, and I'm going to put this on and make them come on. Probably still come on at 7, because it's still daylight at 7 o'clock at the moment. But I'll make them turn off at like 10 instead of 9. So, and then I'm going to make them come on in the morning and then off. I'll make them for about 2 hours or an hour or so in the morning. So that way it'll run this battery down a bit more, and then this will actually have something to do now. But yeah, that's perfect. So yeah, to do a jump of voltage as soon as you connect it, that's, you know, something's right there. So it's actually getting some amperage, and we can actually test it now with this thing. So if you've got, we just want to see what the amps are coming in here. And get it on. So yeah, there's an amp there. Oh no, I just saw it flick up big time. I think you've got to have this a certain, yeah, 3 amps I just seen there. It's flickering because I think the battery's full, so it's not actually sucking in all the juice. Hang on, yeah, that's the one. That's the one in from the solar panels. So yeah, I think that's what it is. And then if you try the positive wire here, it's the same. Yeah, so it's only dragging in. Oh, it just jumped up to 5 amps there. Yeah, 0.3. But anyway, that battery's full. That's why it's not actually doing anything, I think. Yeah, see, that's the same thing there. So all good. Even if you were to, I think this one's the positive. So what I've done up here is I've just zip tied it. I've brought all the connections inside, just so it's more protected from the weather. That's all. Yeah, same. So it's only getting 0.3 of an amp there. I think that's correct. I don't know if it should be. I don't think it would. What happens if you do both of them? The internet blows up. No, 0.3 as well. Half an amp. But I think it can only really deliver in the amps whatever's being asked of it. So yeah, I think that's why. So this battery would have to be at like 10 volts, and then you test it and it's going to be at 6 amps, because then this thing's really demanding the amps out of it. So I think that's all that is. So yeah, all good. But I think that's a winner. Finally got this sorted. So I will tidy this up. It's a bit hacked together now because it wasn't meant to be like this. It was meant to be the other way originally. But yeah, I will tidy all this wiring up one day, and go from there. But otherwise, that's my camera's almost flat. But yeah, that's another success. It looks good up there. The only thing you know now from here is a bit of wiring and the two nutsets there. So, but that won't go anywhere. That yeah, definitely won't blow away. That's about it. I'm gonna go grab a drink of water, not beer. It's only Monday today, so yeah, take it easy. And plus Christmas is coming, and yeah, it's gonna be a big one. So I'm gonna save myself, I think. I can't drink like I used to, that's for sure. It really takes its toll now. But I don't mind. It's actually better because then, yeah, you don't. Yeah. Anyway, oh, almost forgot that. I'll take that with us, and yeah, I think that's it. We're kind of all tidied up here. Put that away. Yep. Cool. So yeah, happy with that. That's good. And like I said, eventually when I go, I'm not going to make a special trip, but those two batteries will get linked in parallel, and then we're charging everything. And then what I might do as well is this fan here. So I've got a little. This is a solar powered extractor fan. It's working really well. No dramas at all. But what I might do is either when this solar panel does eventually crap itself, because it's very similar to that one that I just threw out, but it's about 4 times the size. When that eventually craps out, then it'll get hooked. I'm just going to run the wires from the fan. The only reason they're hanging down is so I can disconnect it, and it's like a switch because there's no switch on it. But what I'll do is I'll just run the wires, extend them and run them down, and then they can run off the battery. And I may even get another timer and then put this thing on a timer, because when you come in here first thing in the morning and the sun's kind of just coming up, or or just going down, and there's not full voltage, it's actually got a really annoying screeching sound, because it's say the motor needs 12 volts to run, it's only getting 6, and it's only getting, so it doesn't spin fast enough, and it sounds really annoying. Whereas now it's silent because it's getting enough voltage. So that's what I might do is actually grab another timer, whether I get the same one. They're only $30 or $25, those timers. They're pretty cheap. So yeah, I might even get another one, put it next to it, and then extend these wires and then run them off the battery, and then that way they have a full 12 volts no matter what. They're not relying on solar panel for them to turn on and off. They'll rely on a timer, and then yeah, and then that way it's you turn it on at 8 o'clock in the morning, turn it off at 7 at night, and you've got plenty of battery power to run that thing. So yeah, no dramas. And that's what I think I might do, is kind of, that's why I said bear with me, because this sounds like a lot of expense and work just for 8 solar lights. But eventually that's what I'll do, is run that fan off it, possibly put more lights out here as well. Just whether or not they're nice decorative garden lights, or not a security light, but just a light under here, because I've got this light, but you got to come out here to turn it on. But you could run a 12 volt light off that battery, like an LED, and the thing's on all night. So you could get another timer and have those lights, have a certain set of lights that light up the backyard. I've kind of already got that, because I've got these solar powered lights, these Arlic. They're really good. I've got one there and one here, and they work fantastic actually there. Yeah, so you probably don't really need that, but under here would be nice to have a light on all the time, but not necessary. But it just opens up possibilities of using old car batteries, really. They'll last for years, absolute years. And then eventually when they do crap themselves, you can go and buy a car battery for $100, put it in, and you'll have that for years, absolute years, because it's not getting used as if it was in a car. So yeah, be good. It's a good little way of recycling batteries, I suppose. I mean, you do have to spend some money, so it's kind of counterproductive, but it's a fun project. And everyone that's come over so far, when these turn on at 7, they always make a comment on either how bright they are, how they all came on at the same time, because normally if you've got solar lights, they all kind of come on individually, and they're never as bright as what these are, because these are getting the full 4.2 volts at all the time. Yeah, and people flip out when I tell them that that's what I've done. I've converted them, and now they are still solar powered technically, but just much more reliable, and they'll be there forever. You can see I've noticed a couple of them. See, this one's a little bit wonky, not the way it's sitting. The pole's left and the glass is right. I've got some liquid nails, and I'm going to go through and liquid nail them. I hot glued them, and I suspect the hot glue's melted and it's kind of gone, because we've had that hot day the other day at 40, and I think that's what's happened, is the hot glue's come. I didn't have any, that's the only glue I had, so I thought I'd just use that, but I thought it would have been okay, but it wasn't. So yeah, they've all gone a little bit wonky, so I'm going to go around and liquid nail them, the glass back down to the base, and level them up a bit. So That'll be good. And yeah, possibly add more. You can buy LED, like waterproof LED. I think they're a G4 globe. I've actually just bought some for our bar thing here, because they were we noticed we had some people around, or the in-laws around last night, or over the weekend, and two of the lights had blown in that you can't really see it, we'll go inside. Two of the little lights had blown. Come on. So yeah, I think they came Saturday. Yeah, it was pretty good actually. They came Saturday. I noticed that they were blown, these two end ones. So that one up there and that one there. Turn on the bar lights. I'll blank that out when I said what you need to say to activate that speaker, because otherwise when I'm editing it turns them back on, because it can hear me through the speakers. I've got one in the office and it turns them on. So yeah, so two of these were broken, they were flickering, and then they finally turned off. So I bought 8 of them on Saturday night, because in-laws came around Saturday. So I noticed they weren't working Saturday night. Jumped on, they left about 8:30, about 9 o'clock I ordered them, a pack of 8. They rocked up at 8 o'clock Sunday morning, so not even 12 hours from ordering to delivery. So pretty cool. But yeah, you can use these globes because they are waterproof, they're completely sealed. Turn off the bar lights. Yeah, so they're completely sealed. So I've been thinking, and they are 12 volt as well. So I've been thinking maybe adding a couple of them, maybe making some, like a lampshade kind of thing out of a yogurt container, whatever, plastic that doesn't deteriorate in the sun. And I was actually going to just run a separate line, because that line that runs all these lights is only 4 volts and I need 12 volts. So I was actually going to run another 12 volt line buried in the ground, and just have them facing the plants, or buried at the back, lighting up the fence just as a spotlight, because they are quite bright. And yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And then that way they're like a hidden light that you don't see. And yeah, because you don't want too many decorative lights. It'll look funny. It'll look like you're trying to land planes here or something, like a helicopter landing pad. So yeah, you kind of just throw the light up on the fence, or light up the tree from the back or something like that. That'd look pretty cool. So yeah, that's another option. And it's easy to do. It's literally run another wire. For $20 you can buy a 20-meter roll of wire, buried in the ground, cut, solder, put another 6 lights, and you're done. And yeah, and they'll be there for a while. So, but anyway, options are there. Pretty much anything you can think, from 12 volt or under. You can buy a buck converter to convert from 12 volt to 4.2, like what I've done. You can get them to run 3 volt, 1 volt, whatever you want. I wouldn't recommend going a 12 volt battery to run a 24 volt or something like. That's probably a bit much. You can do it, but I wouldn't recommend that. But yeah, 12 volt or under, and you can power your whole backyard. I was actually thinking of buying about 50 meters of wire and doing the same thing kind of here, behind here. I've got to get away to go from the fence to here, run them under the eaves, and then I can do something in the front yard. I can run a whole set of lights in the front yard as well. It's probably getting a bit far for the wires for current, but otherwise, if you need to, you just go and buy a 50 watt solar panel. For $100 you can buy on Marketplace, even less actually. You can find 50 watt, half the size of that, so 50 watt people selling them, because they're no longer using them. You can get a 50 watt panel and the charge controller. Find a 12 volt car battery, and boom, off you go. It's really easy to do. The only reason it's taken me a few goes to get it right is because I didn't realise how big the solar panel had to be to charge a battery properly. But knowing what I know now, it's yeah, jump on Marketplace, $50 panel with charge controller. Find yourself an old car battery, or save, if you're due to change your car battery, change it now. Put a new one in your car, and then put your old one to run that. And then I'd probably do like a separate system for the front yard, which wouldn't be hard to do. I've got places where I can hide wires and do all sorts of stuff, and that way you're not using your electricity. You've got nice lights at your front of your house every night that come on with a timer, and you're not using electricity to run them. Not that they use a lot of electricity, but it'll add up over a year. So yeah, easy as. But anyway, I'll stop my babbling, go and edit this video up, and probably have a bit of lunch. Definitely a drink of water, because you can see now how quickly it's changed. It's only like an hour and a half after I started this, and it's just, yeah, just all the clouds are blown away and we're back to being hot again. But anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks for the help, and we'll see you on the next one.